Hey everybody, it's Quotes. As always, I want to thank everybody for all the positive feedback and the support. So we are back with Narmaya, back with the babe, and in this video I'm going to be talking about her stance canceling, how you do it, why you do it, and just, what to be aware of and what not to do. So normally, how I normally make these guides is I pre-record everything from a script, I cut the audio in, and then I do my video editing afterwards. But this time, I'm going to do everything freeform, and I'm just going to talk as I go over my video. There's going to be some drawbacks. For starters, I'm not using my microphone, I'm using the headset mic, so it's going to sound a lot worse. Or, not a lot worse, but it's not as good as it normally does, so apologies in advance for that. Also, you're probably going to hear my chair creaking, so that might be annoying. I'm going to keep the creaking to a minimum, and trying to drive people crazy. But I feel that this guide in particular is best if I just kind of talk and do it. So I'm going to get right to it and let's have some fun. Okay, so let me just go over just the bare basics of properly switching your stances. So as I explained in my tutorial, you change stances by pressing your unique button. You can buffer it in between her normals or her specials. You can see that there's an animation here that indicates you're switching stances. You don't really want to do this because, you're kind of locked in place, not very mobile. So if you're in the wrong stance, like your full screen in Kagura, you want to get back in Genji. So a neat little trick you could do is buffer your fastest button while pressing your U. It's kind of like a Kara or a Plink if you play older games. So press crouching late, doing a great job. So you press crouching late, and I'm switching stances. Do it again. In and out of the stance based on what I want. So that is one way to do it. You can do it in the air like this too. This is a little riskier. I personally wouldn't do it. Jumping is extremely risky in this game. So I say if you want to just switch without think as quick as possible, use the crouching late. But as you see, if I do it too fast, I get a throw whiff. And that's very bad. So just practice your Karas or your Plinks, and it becomes nice and smooth. Now, another way you can switch stances is in between your specials, like I said. Say you want to go into Genji, into Kagura, do a fireball, press your 5U right after it. Just a very simple motion. Press 5U at the end of your special. You switch stances. Now you're gorilla across the screen with your Kyoka. Now, probably the most advanced aspect of stance canceling is using it to maintain pressure, and I'll show you how. So, let's take for example, Narmaya and Genji stance. If you do 2L, which is plus, and you go into your 2 medium, this is negative, and you're done here. Unless you cancel into like EX Setsuna, which is plus, but you lose a resource. Now, say for example, I do this. You know that the crouching medium in Kagura is plus, so I switch stances in between this, and I'll slow it down to show you how. Let me actually turn on the inputs so you can see what I'm doing. There it is. As you can see, wow, I'm pressing my U button in between my 2L. Just a quick little buffer. It's a little tricky at first, but you get used to it. And if you're able to do this, you got a little bit more frame trap to play with. So now let's take this one step further. We can really go to town if you're comfortable switching your stances. So I showed you the initial frame trap like this. So let me show you, take this one step further. As you can see, I ended this on plus frames. So if you're able just to change stances at will, you can really just vary your offense a lot. So say, 2 hits this, but being able to access multiple specials and multiple stances gives your opponent a lot to think about. Obviously, that means that more things to react to, more things to look for, adds to the mental stack, makes her offense scarier, and sometimes you can just roll up and reset it like so. Of course, this all takes a lot of practice, and this is definitely what I think is the hardest part of playing with the stance of this character. But I also think this is the most rewarding part, and probably, in my opinion, is the most fun aspect of the character. And finally, the last aspect of stance canceling is, of course, optimizing your combos, which in my opinion is the easiest. The only advice I can really give you is just practice. It's all muscle memory. Um, if you want any actual like spoken advice, I would say just practice pressing 5U after every special. At some point, you're not even gonna think about it. It's gonna be just second nature. Easy peasy. BC BC air throw. ABC ABC launch. Just don't worry about it. Have fun with it. Now, finally, probably the most important thing, just overall, is the things to be careful about when you're, playing with your stances, when you're playing the character, what not to do, and what to be careful about. And I think that this is where people that play Narmaya at the mid-level will have the biggest problem. It will absolutely cost you rounds, it will cost you games, it will kill you. So I say the first and probably the hardest thing to deal with is being in the wrong stance at the wrong time. And the best way I can describe this is, say you're in the corner on defense and you're in Kagura stance. This is absolute despair, and I'll explain why. First off, your pokes in Kagura are not good. They have no range. They're not hitting anything. It's very easy for your opponent to play neutral around your defensive pokes. Second, do not have access to your fireball. I know it's not safe, but it is very fast and very effective at keeping people in check. You kind of need this if you want to play neutral. If you do not have access to this and you're stuck in the corner, it's really bad. Also, the worst part is you do not have a real TP in Kagura stance. So if you get knocked down, you have a reversal that can get thrown and load. They might do a jump in, so you have access to a guard point to blow up a safe jump. But if your opponent is smart, they're not gonna do a safe jump on you, knowing you're in the wrong stance. And a smart opponent will know what stance you're on just by looking at your cooldown bar. So that is absolutely the most dangerous thing. Another big thing that can happen, and this happens to me all the time, I'm guilty of this as much as anybody, is not knowing what cooldowns are up. Now, as always, see, I don't know, I can't see my fireball's not up. Now let's say I use this on offense and I get a hit. Oh boy, it's combo time. Oh, I forgot, I don't have my fireball. I dropped the combo and now all my advantage is gone, my damage is gone. So moral of the story, just keep track of your cooldowns is very important. And last but not least, I wouldn't say it's the worst thing, but I say it's the most nuanced thing to be careful of, is autopiloting your stance cancels. And I'll give you an example. So say we're in the neutral spot, say I'm right here. I have a bad habit of stance canceling off of like almost every special. So if I want to play the fireball game, I switch to this. Now, why did I do this? What does this give me from this distance? I don't have anything that reaches that's like safe, that isn't slow or useful. You want to stay in Genji. I want to stay in my neutral stance. I want to have access to my good pokes. So essentially just be careful autopiloting is what I would say. Just try to keep track of yourself. This character is very easy to go, as I know people will say that she's hard or she's advanced. It's very easy to just brain off with this character. Take it from someone that does it very often. And playing brain off this character is pretty punishing if you're not careful. So that's pretty much it. This is going to be very scattershot. It's probably going to end up being longer than my really quick cut, edited guys, but I wanted to do this a little more freeform and just more access to me playing as I spoke. So again, I want to apologize if this comes out kind of nasty. There's a chance it might. I'm going to do my best to clean this up, and I hope I explained everything well. But as always, I really appreciate everybody that that is watching and just like contributes and leaves any feedback, any suggestions. I'm reading every comment and I see them. I don't know if I could do all of them. I see other character suggestions, which like I said, I'm down for that, but I would need help from other people in the community. So just stay tuned. I might make another Narmaya video, although I don't know what else of. So just let me know if there's anything else about Narmaya or no. Maybe matchups, who knows. But as always, I'm very grateful that people are just checking this out, and just have a good one, and thanks.